So, as someone who has played Tag 2 for a very long time, like from release to the end, like competitively invested as well, I definitely played this game a lot and I still remember it very fondly as well. So, how does a Tag 2 tier list look like? Well, let's get right into it, starting in row of the characters that appear here, right? So, Jin, believe it or not, was actually kind of whack in Type 2. His combos weren't amazing. He had really bad combos, really bad bounce system. Movement was much better in Type 2, so it's easier to move around forward 4. It was easier to move around forward 2. His lows... His demo port did counter at launch in Type 2, but it was kind of hard for him to, like, stack up pressure, I guess, in this game compared to 7 and 8. So yeah, Jim wasn't actually like that amazing in Type 2. So put him in everyone else. Chimpachi was a Tekken 7 character in Type 2. He was a Tekken 7 character already in Type 2. He had a 14-frame launcher, which was not the norm back then. Like, this was before everyone got 14-frame launchers. So Chimpachi had a 14-frame launcher. It was extremely uncommon. He had one of the most brain-dead moves of 4. Super strong Loki afterwards. He was just very easy to play with really good pokes. His lows weren't amazing, but he just had like super strong mids. Yeah, like down 4+2 the bear hug. So I'll put Chimpachi in top 10 for now. That character was crazy, especially with Rage active. Sebastian was much worse than Lily. So Lily was way better than Sebastian. So Sebastian, he had weaker combos than Lily. He didn't have Lily's 12-frame punish with 4-2-3. He had a Snake Edge, like a real Snake Edge. Lily's Denmark port didn't launch in Type 2, but Sebastian did. But yeah, no, the character had all of Lily's flaws, and then none of the good stuff essentially. So yeah, he's down here. JC, I would say it's like at the top of everyone else. I'll like roughly order everyone else here. So JC, Type 2 version of JC was probably like one of the weaker versions of the Changs, but still like a very, very good character. Obviously, Elbow was crazy, especially with Rage. Her bow and arrow Uki was the best in Type 2. Her bow and arrow Uki was the best in Type 2, I believe, because she could do forward 1 to refloat you if you back roll, and if you stayed on the ground, she could do booty drop, which is exclusive to JC, like a Luchadora move. So yeah, she was good, but I'll put her on top of everyone else for now. She was good. I think I need another tier here. Maybe like a top 20 actually. I work in a nursing home, by the way. I'll put a top 20 here. So JC was definitely in top 20, like for example. So Miguel really fit the Rage system really well. His downport 1 was still amazing. His Savage Damage 3 did a lot in Rage. His 2-1 was 40 damage if he had Rage active, which was crazy for a Punisher. So Miguel's Rage poke damage was super good. So in Type 2, pokes started at, I think, 135%. It's either 100% or 135%, I don't remember. But pokes had higher or less scaling in Type 2 than the other Tekken games, for example. So pokes were really, really damaging. And Miguel had amazing pokes, so he fits in there. Sabina was pretty bad in this game, actually. Just shitty frame data, shitty tag assaults, which were the fillers that you could do in combos for your partner. The lows were pretty bad. Den 3 wasn't a counter launcher. Downport 1-2 was like -15 on block. Her punishment was really, really bad. Like, Downport 3-4 was 15 frame without a knockdown. 1-3 was actually minus on hits, I think. Her Downport 1-4 was minus on hits. So yeah, her frame data was just whack overall. So Safina's pretty bad. Her combo damage output outside the wall was pretty bad as well. Leo was definitely top 20. So you know FC Dumper 3 with Leo in Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, the big low knockdown into the free follow-up, right? And you know it's launch and block in those games? Well, in Type 2, that same low was only -14 on block. And remember, in Type 2, everyone had worse punishment. Like, in general, punishment was a lot worse in the older Tekken games. So Leo's FC Dumper 3 was only -14. And also, her Type Assault fillers were some of the best in the game. 4-3, Bok 1-2. It was such a good damaging high filler, like a high float filler. So yeah, Leo was pretty damn good in this game. Slim Bob was much worse than Bob. So for example, Slim Bob couldn't do, actually maybe like top 20, was like Bob was like really dumb in this game. Good pokes, but just less range than Bob. And after a headbutt, he fell backwards where normal Bob didn't. He couldn't get a combo off the launching grab while Bob could. And his range was just worse than normal Bob. Now let's talk about Bob himself. Bob was easily top 10, maybe top 5. Just because of how easy the character was. Pokes are everything in Type 2, so his pokes were super good. He had a hell sweep, great movements, great combos, great fillers, high damage outputs. And he was just super easy to play. And stuff like the Mark 3 was for, it didn't stagger on block as well. It didn't stagger on block, so it was a mix-up punish on block essentially. So Bob was good. Bob was very, very good. Raven, I think he's in everyone else. He didn't like particularly shine compared to Tekken 7 Raven. Type 2 Raven was definitely like nowhere near as good. Backturn game was weaker. His Stafford one was still amazing, of course. He didn't have a cheat clock. So I don't remember too much about Type 2 Raven, I'll be honest. Miharu. I mean, I might as well do Xiaoyu and Miharu together because they're more or less the same, apart from like some differences. So the Xiaoyu and Miharu, they weren't actually that good in Type 2. Like the Tekken 7 version and the Tekken 8 version of Xiaoyu was so much better than Type 2. For example, off Firecracker, the OQ was pretty weak off Firecracker. AOP 2-1 was a natural combo. Their damage output was a lot lower because they had to go for Oki more often to make up for the damage. So I think Xiaoyu Miharu would be like the bottom of this list. Combat, okay, Combat is not even a character, right? Christie. Now, let's talk about Eddie, Christie, and Tiger together. So, Christie, in my opinion, was the best of the 3 capos. Because, now capos in this game, so relax 4-3, it didn't stagger on block, you had to low parry it. And low parry in Type 2 was like a 30 damage or 40 damage combo. So, Relax 4-3 was fucked up. Risk reward wise, Relax 3 tilt 4 was messed up. Risk reward wise, Temper 2 was a 14 frame Kentrat launcher that tracked. Back 1-4 was pretty much a touch of death combo. 14 frame mid launcher, touch of deaths if you had rage and the right partner. They had great lows. Obviously their damage output was pretty high, so yeah, Eddie and Christie were both top 10 in my opinion. And we'll put Eddie in there, but we'll count them with one character because there wasn't that many differences between them. Christie had better grab Oki. Now Tiger was definitely worse than those two. So Tiger would be like, he didn't have back 1-4 and he had like less range than Eddie and Christie. So I'm gonna leave Tiger in here for everyone else, but these two are like very similar. Eddie had slightly more range, while Christie had better grab Oki. Steve was actually like not that great in this game. He didn't have the juice that he had in Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, so he's like kind of what back 2 is obviously back 1 is obviously amazing, but he just didn't really play the game that well, I think. Unknown. Okay, we can talk about Unknown and June together. So Unknown and June, they were okay in this game. Unknown's like slightly stronger than June, but they weren't like very impressive in this game compared to like Tekken 8 June. She had good pokes. Her combos were extremely good. Unknown and June combos, their combos were extremely good. But they fell behind on poke damage. They fell behind on punishment. They really struggled to open up turtles. So, for example, they didn't have the FC Dumper 3 that Tekken 8 June has to, you know, make a comeback with. So their combat potential was pretty poor. They had to like rely on counter hits, like similar to Steve. They had to like really rely on counter hits and like tiny poke damage to win matches. So they kind of held them back a little bit. But obviously, and their counter hit game wasn't the best as well, apart from Kankans. So yeah, don't rate Unknown and June very high in Tag 2. So they're like here. Unknown is a bit better than June. Dr. B was bad. Like he was a troll meme character. So he was like kind of whacking this game. He had a safe dumper too. That's kind of what he had going for him. But he's just a meme character. Like he slides on the floor, butt slides, blah blah blah, right? So Mokachin, I'll leave him out. He's just a troll character as well. Brian was kind of meh in this game, I think. So I'm gonna put him in like here, maybe. Hatfish didn't counter launch in Type 2. His Dumper 2-1 was much worse on block. His tracking was a fair bit weaker. He had a weaker 1+2. So yeah. Yeah, Brian was like okay in Type 2. I'll put him in here, like high up here, maybe. And I thought Mihar was slightly stronger than Shai as well. You know, Mike, we're doing a Tag 2 tier list. Angel was dog shit. In my opinion, Angel is the worst character in modern Tekken history. Her fastest standing mid with 15 frame. She had the worst backdash in the game. Her electric box was much worse than the other Mishimas. Her 1-1-2 very frequently, very consistently dropped on hit. Her health sweep was unsafe against the wall on hit. She had like no lows. Her Tiger Slow fillers and damage were very low. No, her damage was high actually. Her damage was decent. Her Tiger Slow fillers were garbage. So she's a very bad assist character. So yeah, no, Angel is just trash. The worst character in modern Tekken history, in my opinion. Like up Tekken 6, up Tag 2, up Tekken 7, up Tekken 8. Angel's worst character in all of them. Beck. Well, Horang stole so much of his moves. But Beck was like okay. He like really relied on pressuring that minus frames. Like a lot of his stuff was like kind of fake, but not really fake, but was kind of fake in terms of like pressuring at minus frames, making you constantly hesitate. Like Horang, for example, his pressure is like very real, very plus. Beck is a bit different. His pressure relies a lot on mental frame advantage, which is obviously not like a consistent playstyle. Yeah, so I didn't really rip Beck to I. Cooney was dog shit in this game. Imagine Cooney at Tekken 7 minus like all the juice, basically. Her lows were some of the worst in the game. Her mids were not very good. Her counter tools were super bad. Her combos were good. That's kind of what's keeping her from like being super strict. Is that her combos are very good. But yeah, no, bad lows, bad mids, bad counter launchers. Cooney's just pretty bad in this game. Her Dumper 2 is good, yeah, but that's it. You know, it's literally just her Dumper 2 and her combos, like, that was literally it though, right? Like she kind of sucks in every other way. Wang? Yeah, her FC low didn't even give, like, it gave like a 3 damage follow-up or something. For it being a stagger low. No, Wang, he was decent. ish. He had really good lows. He had a bow and arrow like the Shanks. He had 442, which is like a high launcher. That was like really good on recovery. He had a parry. He had amazing. He had arguably the best parry in the game, I think. So when he tagged in, tag 2, you can cut your run animation short by doing a move. So let's say you tag in, and you let the tag happen. Normally, obviously, you're really open to be punished, right? So you could cancel your run-in with a move. And if you had a good move like a parry, like Wang's parry, which parries everything in the game, you could make it really difficult to punish a raw tag. And characters like Wang, like Jin, like Prototype Jack could make it extremely annoying to punish an incoming tag. So Wang has one of the best like tag cancels in the game. So I think he'd be like higher up. Like he was pretty good in my opinion. Bears were just like pretty bad in this game. However, they had really fun Oki in Type 2. The unblockable tech drops in Type 2 were super real with these characters. Now where's Panda? So Kuma and Panda were kinda work, but they could rob you blind with tech traps. So if your like Oki awareness was good, you can make like robberies with these characters. But in general, they were like not great. So I'm gonna count those two as one character because in this game they were just identical. Like they had no different recharge, they had no different heat system. They were just identical in this game. So I'll put them together as one. Li Chaolong, I think maybe is a top 20 character. Now Li as a character himself wasn't amazing, but he was one of the best assist partners in the game because in games like Tag 2, it was really important to be able to carry as much as you could before you bandage. And characters like Lee, like Bruce, like Nina, they could carry so far before bending, which was super important to be able to do. So you could do a launcher, tag buffer to Lee, let him do the combo, back two, into wall standing 2-3, wall splats, and then you do your full wall tag assault combo. So Lee was very valuable as a tag partner. Yeah, you could. His running 3-4 was a launcher in this game, like an instant bounce launcher, and he had a 14 frame launcher. Yeah, so Lee was a top 20 character. Like he was decent. Like he was okay as a character himself, but he was very good as an assist. Lei, in my opinion, was a super overlooked character in Tag 2. I think he's like top of top 20 or like top 10. Why I say that is because it was really difficult to move around Razor Rush. His Dembak 4 gave a full combo because he could do Dembak 4 and then bound afterwards. You got a full combo. So, and then rage damage as well. Hot sweep rage damage. I remember the input lag in Tag 2 was much worse than Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. So it was like harder to see lows. So Dembak 4 with Lei, and yeah, 4-3 in the back with Lei, you're just dead. Like that's the round over. Being able to remember all these things. Bro, I played Tag 2 for like 5 years, most days of the week. I grinded the shit out of Tag 2. Like I remember, it sticks to you. But yeah, his backturn down one was on low parryable and really damaging rage, and you could loop it. Yeah, and 4 neutral 4 was fucked up for Tiger Saw combos. Bang. Now you guys would be surprised to hear this maybe, but Bang was actually like not that great in Tag 2. His back tempo didn't go back as far and it wasn't as rewarding. His combos were really bad in this game. His combos were like really trash in this game. The Mach 3 didn't do anything when it came to hit. It was actually like a fair low. His punishment wasn't the best. This is before he got like wall standing 3 or wall standing 1 being 13 frame. So his punishment was pretty bad. His combos were pretty bad. His lows were okay. But his Denmark 3 was launched while not doing much on normal hit or counter hit. So yeah, Fang was actually like not that great in this game, so he'd be like here maybe. Horang was pretty whatever in this game. He actually wasn't that great in this game actually. Like down 3-4 had a lot of pushback on hit. His mix-ups after Denmark 3-4 or after down 3-4 wasn't the best either. And he had the same Horang problems as always, minus the rewards that he got in Tekken 7, minus the reward he got in Tekken 8. So he was like, you guys have to remember the power level in Type 2 was much lower than Tekken 7 Tekken 8. So like moves, power levels were just like much less oppressive than the previous two games. Yeah, no backlash as well, no parkour, just like Kazuya was a top 5 character. Movement in Type 2 was pretty good. And if you had characters that could close the gap very easily against strong movement, you had a character that could do Hell Sweep up the wall into full Tag Assault combo. In a game where punishment was much weaker, it was very privileged to have a 13 frame wall standing launcher in a game where punishment is much weaker overall. Just the usual Mishima space control was all very good. Gang Ryu was like down for 2 counter into that combo, yeah. Down for 2 counter into Purple Electric was, you're pretty much dead, like straight up, especially in Rage. Gang Ryu was just okay in this game. Yeah, he was just okay in this game, I think. But his obviously pokes in Rage were very good, but movement was better in Type 2, so it's harder for Gang Ryu to like keep applying pressure. He's actually kind of whack in this game, now that I remember. It was like, June wasn't that bad, so I'll put you a little bit higher. So, in a game where movement was much better, backdashing was much better, side stepping was much better, it was really hard for Gang Ryu to like consistently like apply like sticky pressure. Obviously, once he got you off the wall, he was very good, obviously, but that wasn't very frequent. Murdoch, I think he was a top 20 character, but I don't actually remember too much about Type 2 Murdoch. I know he still had his Grand Throw Uki. His downward one was much worse though. Oh, bro. Down 3? Down 3? Down 4 in Rage? No, I'm sorry, okay, never mind. I take it back. He's up here. I just remembered it's down 3 in Rage. This minus 11 low poke that did like 30 damage in Rage. No. He's actually here. I just remembered. Down 3, down 4 was like 40% in Rage. Allow. Yeah. And upper 3 was like pretty much a death combo. Yeah. Jack was just okay, I think. I don't think he was very impressive in this game. 441 was like one of the best band moves. Like, but it wasn't. I mean, Jack was okay, I guess. Maybe like here-ish. Obviously, Denmark 1 in Rage really stocks up. You have good Tag Assault fillers with the up 1+2. But yeah, Dragunov was also like okay in this game. You had the same Dragunov problems, minus all the stuff you got in Tekken 7, all the stuff you got in Tekken 8. Maybe like here-ish. Like then 2 was obviously good, running 2 was obviously good, but movement was also better, so it's easier to move around running 2. It was also easier, and punishing down 2 was a lot bigger. Bruce was either here or top 5. Bruce, okay, all you need to know about Tag 2 Bruce is back 2. Back 2 on counter hit. It gave a free CD3 on normal hits. It gave pretty much a 70% combo on counter hit. It had good range. It was a knee, so you couldn't parry it. It had decent tracking in one direction. And then Bruce had really strong punishment. He had very good combos. He had very good carry, pre-band like Lee. He had very good Tiger Assault fillers at the wall. And yeah, he was very good at converting as well. He was a very good assist character. He could convert pretty easily off launchers because of down 3-4, because of down 4-4, like Josie's down 4-4. He was very good at like picking off the ground. So he's a very good like assist character. He's a very, very good character himself. He might be a top 5 or like here. We'll put him top 5 for now anyway. Bruce is very, very good in this game. Heihachi. I think it might be like a top 10. I think Double Jin was the best Mishima, then Kazuya, then Heihachi. But the 3 Mishimas were all very, very strong in this game because of the movement, because of their strong punishments, because of their combo damage outputs, because of how strong Electric was in this game. Yeah. So Yoshi, I don't really remember Type 2 Yoshi, but I remember him being not very good. He had the same Yoshi problems, minus the Tekken 7 Woloki. Maybe he had fucked up setups with Sword Sweep if he went back. Yo, Desi, what's up? Yeah, he wasn't very impressive in this game, so maybe he's like here-ish. So how many? Right, we need 3 more here. King wasn't very good in this game either. Like his lows, he didn't have down 3, so he didn't have like an actual like low poke. So he like relied more on throws. Yo Hoi, what's up? Thank you for the sub. Yeah, King had to like rely more on throws in this game, and his throws were like less obscene in this game compared to 7 and 8. So yeah, I'll put King like here. This is like roughly ordered. But King was like not that good in this game. Army King was much better than King in Type 2. Maybe you can go like here. He had really good lows. 4-point Mewtwo, the same as always. He had very good Tiger Assault fillers. Dark Upper. Actually, I think he could be a top 20 character actually. Dark Upper was amazing in Type 2. It led to so much damage. So it was amazing, like with Punisher. His lows were decent, good throw game. So he had King's throw game, but just like along with actual like good mids and lows and better Tiger Assault options than King did. The Shines, well, I mean, I did Chasey already. Michelle was also a top 20 character. Chasey was better than Michelle, for sure. Like, Michelle had the standard Shine game. It's just her Oki was worse than Julia's, and her Tiger Assault fillers was worse than Julia's. But yeah, I'm not gonna do Julia here. I don't know why she's here, but there's only JC and Michelle. So in Tag 2, I was an Oscar, JC, June main. So, but yeah, Michelle was like worse than Julia. Michelle had better grabs than Julia, but Julia had better combos. She had better Oki. She had better Tiger Assault fillers. So JC was a good bit better than Michelle, in my opinion. Anna was weird in this game because she really needed a good partner. Like Anna without a good partner, she was pretty bad. Like down 4-4 was minus 17 on block. Movement was better in Tag 2, so it was easier to move around down 4-1 2. The Chaos Judgment mix-up was a lot worse in this game. Her crouching low was pretty hard to convert off in this game, but that's why I said she needed a good partner. So Anna combines with Julia, with Bruce, with Lars, and some other characters I'm forgetting, but she needed specific characters to really work, and she has those specific characters. She can be like here, maybe, because she needed specific characters to do FC Dumper 2, then 3-2 type buffer, and then certain characters could convert off it. But like Anna really struggled to combo off it herself, so she needed good Tiger Assault filler to complement that. So yeah, she's like here maybe. This is all the roughly orders, by the way. Nina Williams. was a monster in this game. So, in the game, her movement was better. Nina had really good tracking on her pokes. Her combos were the best in the game, like free. Her combos were like the best in the game. She had super high damage output. She had an amazing poking game, which matters more in Tag 2 than most Tekken games. Her rage damage was good. Her Oki was fucked up off Wipe the Floor. Her Oki was just fucked up in general. Her combos were fucked up. Her combo game was amazing. Poke was amazing. She had very good tag assault fillers. The 4-3 neutral down, 4-3 at the wall gave so many characters good fillers or good combos at the wall. Yeah, Nina was just good. What can I say? Devil, I don't know why he's there. Like, Devil Jin was also a top 5 character. Maybe Nino's the best character in Tag 2, maybe. But Devil Jin was very close, I think. Devil Jin and Kazuya were super good. Yo, Fire Station, thank you for the raid, man. Thank you. Yeah, Tag 2 tier list. Something for YouTube, innit? Yeah, Fire Station, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, Devil Jin was crazy in this game. Crazy. Ogre was not that great in this game because he was fucked. He had good pokes, but he was very fucked, and his mix-ups weren't the best. So he was like okay, but he had a gimmick where you could do fly in middle of combos, so he could escape certain combos like guaranteed for free. But yeah, it just wasn't too impressive, I think. Ancient Ogre was bad though. The Ancient Ogre was working this game, I feel. So I'm gonna count the bears as one character, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 5 there. The bears are 1, so yeah, Ogre was not good in this game. I think Kuni is actually worse than these characters. Actually, Kuni was bomb fight actually, now thinking about it. Prototype Chuck was basically Chuck with worse range. Prototype Chuck was basically Chuck with worse range, so I'm gonna put Chuck a little bit lower. Yeah. Roger Jr. and Alex. I think Sebastian was all bomb 5. Oh, they're entirely different characters, Shivy. Yeah, Roger and Alex were toxic, but they're like balanced toxic, and Alex is better than Roger as well. They had a throw game. They had very good poke game. Imagine Dragunov's down 2, both +5 on hits. They had 442, which was a big mid-range counter launcher. It's just their combo output wasn't very high. Their tag assault fillers weren't very good. And they obviously had range issues because they're like tiny. They're like tiny little boxers, so their range was a bit limited, but the range 0 game was like super crazy. So yeah, they'd be here, I guess, roughly. Lily, I mean, like I said, Sebastian was just Lily minus 423, minus the better combos. But rage damage was very good for Lily, and she had good tag fillers, good damage output, good lows like down 3 and such. So maybe Lily's like here-ish. Maybe Tune's like unknown in Tune or a little bit lower. Yeah, Sebastian had less range as well. Apart from legs, I think leg moves, Sebastian had a bit more range, I think. So yeah, Lily was okay. Nothing too special. Also, Alisa was actually kind of bad in this game. Imagine Alisa with shitty chainsaws, with no down 3, with worse mid pokes. Yeah, Alisa was actually like pretty whack in this game. Like, in Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, Alisa is getting by on like bullshit chainsaws, right? But her chainsaws were like not that good in this game. Her chainsaws are actually like really bad in this game, along with like bad lows, bad, not bad mids, but they weren't impressive. So yeah, I think Alisa was kind of working this game. Asuka was okay in this game. She could like here. Like as a character, she was pretty inconsistent herself as always, but she stood out in a sense that she could tag buff for all of her launchers. Any counter launcher, she could do them back 4-3, tag buff her, and if she had a good partner, you know, she essentially getting a lot of damage of first life launchers in that game. So Asuka was okay in this game. This is like roughly ordered, by the way, roughly ordered. Martial Law was better than Forest Law. Yeah, Martial was better. Okay, I'm gonna put Violet along with Lee. They're like Violet's a bit better than Lee, so I'm gonna count them as one character there. Yeah, Martial Law was better than Forest because Forest didn't have the SS, while Martial Law did. But the laws in this game were not great because they had pretty bad whip punishment. They had pretty bad whip punishers. They had pretty bad punishment. Well, no, the punishment is okay actually. But yeah, I mean the laws were okay. Forest Law, Martial Law was a lot better than Forest Law. So I'm guessing I'm gonna say this is like roughly okay ordered wise. Paul was okay in this game. Obviously, Rage Death Fist, Rage Demo Man. Paul was decent in this game, but he had extremely bad lows. He had his poking wasn't great, and it was much worse. It was worse in this game as well. But yeah, Paul was okay, I think. Now Lars was an easy top 5 character. Like holy shit. Lars was an easy top 5 character. I think that's actually okay for a top 5, and this is okay for a top 10. These 4 characters were like, I'm not gonna do anything about Combat or Mokachin. Julia is already Chasey, and Devil is just Kazuya. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, the thing, Bob and Jinpachi were just so easy. That was the thing, but I think these characters edge out a little bit more. Jinpachi #1. He had kind of baddish lows though compared to the others though. Like down 3, FC down 4-1 were like pretty mad compared to these characters' lows though, right? Like Jinpachi, like he had stupid ass mids, but his lows were like not amazing. Because that's why I put him in here. Like compared to Nina's that Mark 3 wiped the floor, which you couldn't see in that game because it didn't put like 100%. Oh, Nina was, for me, Nina's the best character in this game. Like the wall carry, the Oki, the damage, the poking game. Yeah, but that was commitment to Hoi, right? That was very committal compared to like Denmark 2 compared to. Well, Lars lows were not that much better, but his mids and his combos were much better. And Capos, I don't need to explain them too much. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's why I generally think. Yeah, Lars down for 2 was Lars was the poke monster counter launcher where everything just exploded on you. I think we need a bomb 5 here to finish off though, so I'm just gonna put bears here. I'm gonna put the 2 bears there for bomb 5, and then I guess Tiger can be a bomb 10 character. Yeah, so that's generally what I think of the tier list anyway. So, whoosh.